What if I told you that you're wasting 7 full-time work weeks every single year? What if I told you that just 1 hour a day, 60 minutes, could be the difference between the life you're living and the life you've been dreaming about? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll never look at your daily 24 hours the same way again. Right now, as you're watching this video, someone somewhere is using their hour to write the book that will change millions of lives. Someone else is learning the skill that will triple their income. Another person is building the relationship that will last a lifetime. But here's the thing, they're not superhuman. They don't have more time than you. They just made one simple decision: to stop wasting their hour and start investing it. I'm going to share with you the revolutionary concept from the book that's transformed countless lives. And more importantly, I'm going to show you exactly how to apply it starting today. This isn't theory. This is a practical roadmap to reclaiming your life 1 hour at a time. Let me tell you about Sarah. Sarah was a 34-year-old marketing manager who felt like she was drowning. She'd wake up, rush to work, come home exhausted, scroll through her phone for 2 hours, and fall asleep wondering where her life went. Sound familiar? Sarah had dreams. She wanted to write a novel. She wanted to get in shape. She wanted to learn Spanish. But every time she thought about these goals, the same excuse came up: I just don't have time. Then one day, her grandmother passed away. At the funeral, her uncle told her something that changed everything. He said, "Your grandmother always said she'd write her life story someday. She never did. Don't be like that, Sarah. Don't wait for someday." That night, Sarah did something she hadn't done in years. She tracked exactly how she spent her evening. Here's what she found: 45 minutes scrolling social media. 30 minutes watching TV she didn't even enjoy, 25 minutes checking her phone randomly, 40 minutes in random unfocused activities. That's 2 hours and 20 minutes, almost 10% of her entire day completely wasted on things that added zero value to her life. Here's the brutal truth most people don't want to hear. You do have time. You have the same 24 hours as Elon Musk, Oprah Winfrey, and every successful person you admire. The difference isn't time, it's what you do with that time. Think about your own day for a moment. Be honest with yourself. How much time do you spend mindlessly scrolling through social media, watching shows you barely remember the next day, complaining about what you don't have instead of working toward what you want, being busy but not being productive? The concept we're exploring today is beautifully simple, yet profoundly powerful. Just one focused, intentional hour per day can completely transform your life. Not 2 hours, not 4 hours, just one. Let's do the math together. 1 hour a day equals 7 hours a week. 7 hours a week equals 28 hours a month. 28 hours a month equals 336 hours per year. That's more than 7 full-time work weeks dedicated purely to your growth. Imagine having 7 entire weeks where you could focus on nothing but becoming better. What could you accomplish? What could you create? Who could you become? Part 2. The 3 pillars. Now that you understand the power of 1 hour, let me break down the 3 fundamental pillars that make this approach actually work. This isn't about hustling harder. It's about living smarter. These are called head, heart, and hands. Pillar 1. The head. Mental transformation. Your mind is either your greatest asset or your biggest obstacle. The first pillar focuses on feeding your mind, sharpening your thinking, and developing the mental clarity that separates successful people from everyone else. Listen carefully. Successful people never stop learning. While others are watching reality TV, they're reading books. While others are scrolling memes, they're listening to podcasts. While others are gossiping, they're taking courses. Let me give you a real example. Warren Buffett, one of the richest people on earth, reads for 5 to 6 hours every single day. Bill Gates reads 50 books a year. Oprah has said that books were her path to personal freedom. These aren't coincidences. Meet David. David was a warehouse worker making $35,000 a year. He felt stuck, but then he made a commitment. 1 hour every morning before work, he'd learn about digital marketing through free YouTube videos and online articles. 6 months later, he could build basic websites. 1 year later, he was freelancing on weekends. 2 years later, he quit his warehouse job and was making $75,000 as a digital marketer. 3 years later, he owned his own agency, making 6 figures. What changed? Just 1 hour a day invested in learning. Think of your mind like your body. If you eat junk food every day, your body suffers. If you consume mental junk every day, gossip, negativity, mindless entertainment, your mind suffers. Your 1 hour for the head can include reading books that challenge your thinking, learning new skills through online courses, listening to educational podcasts, writing in a journal to clarify your thoughts, meditating to improve focus and reduce anxiety, studying successful people in your field. Here's where it gets exciting. Reading for just 1 hour a day means you can finish approximately 50 to 60 books per year. That's more books than most people read in a decade. Imagine the knowledge, the insights, the competitive advantage you'd have. And here's the beautiful part. Knowledge compounds. What you learn today builds on what you learned yesterday. 6 months from now, you'll be unrecognizable to the person you are today. Pillar 2. The heart. Emotional and relational transformation. We live in a society that worships logic and rationality. We prioritize our heads over our hearts. And you know what happens? We end up successful but empty, rich but lonely, accomplished but unfulfilled. The second pillar is about nurturing your heart, your emotions, your relationships, your soul, the things that actually make life worth living. Let me ask you something uncomfortable. When was the last time you spent 1 full hour of quality, undistracted time with someone you love? No phones, no TV, just genuine connection. For most people, it's been weeks, months, maybe even years. I want to tell you about Michael. Michael was a successful lawyer, 6-figure income, impressive title, but his marriage was falling apart. His kids barely knew him. He'd look in the mirror and wonder why he felt so empty despite having so much. His therapist gave him homework. Spend 1 hour every day doing something that nourishes your heart. Not your ego, not your wallet, your heart. Michael chose to spend 30 minutes each evening having real conversations with his wife, no phones, no distractions, and 30 minutes playing with his kids before bedtime. That's it. 6 months later, his marriage had transformed. His kids lit up when he came home. And here's what shocked him. His work performance actually improved because he wasn't carrying around that emotional weight anymore. Here's a truth bomb. A rich life isn't measured in money or accomplishments. It's measured in memories, in love, in moments that take your breath away. And memories don't appear automatically. You have to create them, 1 hour at a time. Your 1 hour for the heart can include having deep, meaningful conversations with loved ones, doing activities that bring you pure joy, not productivity, just joy, practicing gratitude and appreciation, engaging in creative expression like art, music, or dance, volunteering and helping others, spending time in nature to reconnect with yourself, working on forgiveness and letting go of resentments. Don't reach the end of your life and realize you built an empire but lost your family. Don't become so focused on success that you forget what you're succeeding for. Your heart needs feeding just as much as your ambition does. Pillar 3. The hands. physical and creative transformation. We spend our entire day on computers, staring at screens, living in the digital world. But humans aren't meant to be purely mental beings. We're creators. We're makers. We need to use our hands to build, to shape, to bring something tangible into existence. The third pillar is about reconnecting with the physical world and remembering what it feels like to create something real. Here's a sobering statistic. The average adult spends 11 hours per day looking at screens. 11 hours! That's more time than you spend sleeping. And what does that do to us? It makes us sedentary, disconnected, and physically weak. Let me share Jessica's story. Jessica was a software developer who spent 10 to 12 hours a day sitting at a computer. By age 29, she had chronic back pain, weight issues, and she felt completely disconnected from her body. She started dedicating 1 hour each day to physical activity. Not grueling workouts, just 1 hour of intentional movement. Some days it was yoga, other days a walk in nature, sometimes dancing in her living room, and twice a week she went to the gym. After 1 year, she'd lost 35 pounds. Her back pain was gone. Her energy skyrocketed. Her confidence transformed. And here's the kicker. Her work productivity increased by 40% because her body finally had the energy to support her mind. But the hands pillar isn't just about exercise. It's about using your hands to create, to make something that didn't exist before you showed up. There's a tech executive I know. Let's call him Robert. Robert manages 200 people, deals with massive pressure, makes huge decisions daily. And every Saturday morning, for exactly 1 hour, he bakes bread. From scratch, by hand. His team thought he was crazy until he explained, "When I'm kneading dough, I can't be on my phone. I can't be multitasking. I have to be fully present. And when I pull that bread out of the oven, I've created something real, something I can see and touch and share. It reminds me that I'm more than just my thoughts and my stress. I'm a creator." Your 1 hour for the hands can include exercise, yoga, or any physical movement, gardening and connecting with the earth, cooking or baking from scratch, woodworking or other craftsmanship, painting, drawing, or sculpture, playing a musical instrument, building or fixing things. Any activity where you use your body to create something tangible. When you engage your hands, you quiet your mind. You reduce stress. You remember that you're not just a thinking machine. You're a human being with a body that needs movement and a soul that needs creative expression. Part 3. The Power of Choice. Now, here's where everything comes together. The real transformation isn't just about having one focused hour. It's about understanding something deeper. You have choice in every single moment of your life. Right now, you're making choices. You chose to watch this video. You're choosing to keep watching. Every scroll through social media is a choice. Every yes to Netflix is a choice. Every time you say, "I don't have time," you're making a choice. The problem isn't that you don't have choices. The problem is that you're making choices unconsciously, letting your defaults and habits run your life instead of intentionally designing it. This is exactly what Laura Archer discovered when she started reclaiming her lunch breaks. For years, she'd spend her lunch hour scrolling her phone, eating at her desk, basically wasting this precious time every single day. Then she made a simple decision. What if I used this hour intentionally? What if instead of just killing time, I used it to live? She started spending lunch breaks going to museums, trying new restaurants, reading in parks, sketching, learning photography. Basically, doing things that made her feel alive instead of just existing. And you know what happened? That one conscious choice led to more conscious choices. Her evenings got better. Her weekends got richer. Her entire life transformed, all because she stopped accepting the default and started making intentional choices. Imagine your life as a series of forks in the road. Every hour, every moment, you're at a crossroads. Scroll or read. Watch TV or work on your dream. Complain or take action. Stay comfortable or grow. Waste time or invest it. Most people stand at these crossroads and don't even realize they're making a choice. They just follow the path of least resistance and then wonder why they end up somewhere they never wanted to be. Here's an exercise that will change your life. For just one day, every time you're about to do something, pause and ask yourself, am I choosing this or is this just happening to me? When you reach for your phone, ask, am I consciously choosing to scroll right now or is this just a habit? When you're about to say, I don't have time, ask, is that really true or have I just not prioritized this? This simple awareness, this conscious recognition that you're always choosing is the beginning of true transformation. Part 4. The Practical Blueprint. Okay, enough philosophy. Let's get practical. How do you actually implement this? How do you find your hour? How do you protect it? How do you make it stick? Step 1. Find your hour. First, you need to know where your time is actually going. For 3 days, track everything. And I mean everything. You'll be shocked at how much time you're wasting. Most people find they have 2-3 hours of completely wasted time every single day. Time spent mindlessly scrolling, watching content they don't care about, or just being unfocused and scattered. There are 3 prime-time slots for your power hour. Morning, the early bird. Wake up 1 hour earlier. This is what successful people do. The world is quiet. Your willpower is at its peak. No one is demanding anything from you yet. This is sacred time. Example, the 5 a.m. Club by Robin Sharma popularized the 20-20-20 formula. 20 minutes of exercise, 20 minutes of reflection or meditation, 20 minutes of learning. Midday, the lunch break revolutionary. Reclaim your lunch hour. Instead of eating at your desk while scrolling, use this time intentionally. Go for a walk, read, learn something, do something creative. Evening, the night transformer. 1 hour before bed, instead of scrolling or watching TV, invest in yourself. This is perfect for learning, reading, or working on personal projects. Choose one time slot and make it non-negotiable. It's not, I'll try to find an hour. It's, this is my hour, and nothing except absolute emergencies interrupts it. Step 2. Choose your focus. You can't do everything in 1 hour. So here's how to choose. Ask yourself, if I could only improve one area of my life this year, what would have the biggest impact? Is it your health and energy? Your skills and income potential? Your relationships and connections? Your mental health and peace of mind? A creative project that keeps calling to you? Here's a smart approach. You can also rotate through the 3 pillars throughout your week. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, head, learning, reading, skill building. Tuesday and Thursday, heart, relationships, creativity, joy. Saturday, hands, physical activity, creating, making. Sunday, integration and reflection. Within your chosen hour, focus on one thing, not 3 things. One. Multitasking during your power hour is like trying to dig 6 shallow holes instead of 1 deep well. You'll never strike water. Step 4. Stack your hours. This is where the magic really happens. Remember that math from earlier? 1 hour a day equals over 300 hours a year. But here's what most people don't realize. The benefits compound. Let me show you what actually happens when you commit to your hour. Week 1, it's hard. You're fighting resistance. Your brain wants to quit. Push through it. Week 2, 3, it gets slightly easier. You start to see tiny results. Maybe you've read 1 book. Maybe you've lost 2 pounds. Maybe you've had 3 meaningful conversations. Month 2, 3, it's becoming a habit. You actually start to miss your hour when you skip it. Results are visible now. Month 6, people start noticing. They ask, "What are you doing differently?" You've built momentum that feels almost unstoppable. Year 1, you're not the same person. You've read 50 books, or lost 40 pounds, or learned a new language, or built the side hustle, or deepened your most important relationships. Your life has genuinely transformed. Real examples of the power of stacked hours. 1 hour a day of writing, published author in 18 months. 1 hour a day of coding, career change and $50,000 salary increase in 2 years. 1 hour a day of exercise, 50-pound weight loss and complete health transformation. 1 hour a day with kids? Part 5, The Deeper Truth. Now, I need to tell you something that might seem contradictory, but it's actually the deepest truth of all. This isn't really about the hour. It's about who you become in the process. When you commit to your hour, something profound happens. You stop seeing yourself as someone who wishes or hopes or someday. You become someone who does, someone who shows up, someone who keeps promises to themselves. And that identity shift, that's worth more than any specific goal you achieve. Here's what nobody tells you. When you change, everything around you changes. When you start reading every day, suddenly you're having deeper conversations. When you start exercising every day, suddenly you have more energy for everything else. When you invest in your relationships, suddenly your whole life feels more meaningful. When you work on your dreams, suddenly opportunities start appearing. It's not magic, it's momentum. One intentional hour creates a ripple effect that touches every other hour of your day. I want to share one more story. This one is about my friend Tom. Tom was incredibly smart, talented, full of potential, but he was also full of excuses. I'll start my business when I have more time. I'll get in shape when work slows down. I'll write that book when the kids are older. I'll travel when I retire. Tom died at 54 of a sudden heart attack. He never started his business, never got in shape, never wrote his book, never took those trips. At his funeral, his wife said something that haunts me. He was always waiting for the perfect time. He never realized that now was the perfect time. If you're waiting for permission to invest in yourself, consider this your permission slip. You don't need anyone's approval to spend 1 hour a day becoming who you're meant to be. You don't need to be selfish to take care of yourself. You don't need to apologize for having dreams. You don't need to wait for the perfect circumstances. You just need to start. Right now, watching this video, you're standing at a fork in the road. One path is familiar. It's the path of someday, and I wish, and maybe tomorrow. It's comfortable. It's safe. It's also the path to regret. The other path requires 1 hour of courage every day. 1 hour of choosing growth over comfort. 1 hour of investing in your future instead of just consuming your present. Which path will you choose? Here's my challenge to you. Start with just 7 days, 1 week, 1 hour per day for 7 days. That's it. Don't commit to a year, don't commit to forever. Just commit to 7 days of investing 1 hour in yourself. Pick your pillar. Head, read, learn, grow your mind. Heart, connect, create, feed your soul. Hands, move, make, use your body. Pick your time, morning, midday, or evening. And then just start.